Welcome everyone to another episode of the SmackCast. I am your host, the phenomenal one, the phenom, Matt White. And as always, I have my trios tag partners with me, hailing from Louisiana, good old JAC. Jack, how you doing, man?
Man, if things was any better, hell, they'd just be better, and that's just how it's gonna be.
Fucking A, man. And also, from a little town they call Hueytown, the man behind the mask, the BOoka, Chris Witt. What's up, man?
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. It's entertainment's what's going on. But it's another week of SmackCast. And gentlemen, it's been a pretty crazy week in the Phenom's household. Jack, what's been going on with you this week?
Well, we had Monday off. Thank God.
Yes, we did.
To the veterans. I'm kind of weirded out that every holiday we feel like, well, let's just take off work. Like that don't hurt some bitch's pocketbook,
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I'm not offended by the reason for the holiday. That, God bless the veterans.
Oh yeah.
We wouldn't be doing this right now freely and openly and being able to say, fuck Obama if it weren't for them. So that's awesome. But yeah, exactly. Memorial Day came, so it made the week feel really short. Then it made it feel really long. It was all day long. Tuesday, thought it was Monday. Turned out it was Tuesday, but then Thursday I thought it was Friday. Fuck this. So I'm not sure.
I'm always off on Monday, so everybody's on my schedule this week.
What's today?
Today's Thursday.
So yeah, SmackCast Thursday. That's Thirsty Thursday, right along with Redneck Island and the badass show he does. What's it called?
Broken Skull Challenge.
Yeah, the Broken Skull Ranch. Yeah.
Yep. Booker, what's been going on in your life this week?
Same old. Good to have Monday off. It was good. I hope everybody took time to remember what that day was for the ones who have yet to come home or did not come home, for the fallen. Appreciate what Jack was saying. It's always good to hear. It's always good to know we got the support. Other than that, today was one of those days where this beer cannot be cold enough or crisp enough that I'm drinking right now, because today just fucking sucked.
Man, I hear you on that.
Hold on, Phenom. Before we move on, I want Book to fucking educate our audience. I want us to have the smartest fucking audience in the goddamn world. Book, you touched on something this week during Memorial Day that I'd never really had thought of. I always kind of took it as blasé that Memorial Day versus Veterans Day. Okay? Now, from what I gathered from you, okay, Memorial Day is to celebrate the fallen. Veterans Day is to celebrate anybody that has been a veteran or service. Now, is that the purest distinction? Is there more? Tell me, Private Pile, Marine, what is the difference between the Memorial Day and the Veterans Day, and what the fuck do they do different in the service?
Well, I mean, in the service, it's just pretty much kind of like another day. It's just we had the days off, and at least for Veterans Day, which is on November 11th, which is the day after the Marine Corps birthday on November 10th. And if you know anything about the Marine Corps, we're a big ass frat party, and when it's our birthday, shit's gonna go down. We're gonna be doing a lot of drinking. So Veterans Day is along with curing up some hangovers that we had on the actual birthday, and it's just kind of the military appreciation day. But for Memorial Day, for those who keep it the way it's supposed to be, it's you take time and you just really sit there and you think about all that we have and who paid the price for it. I mean, and Memorial Day. I mean, being former Marine, it's Memorial Day has obviously got some sentimental value to me, but this year is just even a little bit more sentimental to me because now I'm at where I'm at in my life, and with my own little son now, and it just kind of makes me when I was looking out my window, looking at my flags that I had to make sure I have flying out, it just made it a little bit more sweeter, I guess you could say, because of the people that I knew, none personally, just know of, who deployed with me, and they never got to come home to their families, but I did, and I feel extremely lucky to be it.
Well, and Phenom, you don't mind if I stay on this for a second, do you?
You are completely fine, man.
All right. And, to me and Phenom, okay, sure, we've had people we've known go to war. Maybe Phenom's known somebody that's died in the war. I personally don't. Thank God, for that. But to me, I go look at that wall, and it's heartfelt, and it's sentimental, and it's a thank you. But those are names on a wall, and to me, they all say soldier. To you, they say fucking boot camp barrack mate. What they call that, grunt school. Sat next to me in grunt school. Does that kind of stuff bubble back up into you, like thinking about just the same as when I think about like buddies that I've lost from high school and stuff like that? I would think it goes a little deeper than just my buddy in high school.
I'm going to tell you the thing that it popped up in my mind a lot because I went to a few of them, but especially on Memorial Day. It's the Marine Corps has this little tradition that when one of our own gets killed in combat, is we have what's called roll call. It's a little a memorial forum. It's kind of it's a ceremony, and people go up there. They'll talk about it. It's kind of like it's like your normal funeral that you would have for any other person, but it's got this little military twist. And at the very end, even just thinking about it always kind of really makes my skin tingle because it's just so powerful. Where the CO of the unit, he'll stand up in front of everybody and he'll call out 3 Marines' names. He'll say, PFC White. He'll stand up and go, aye, aye, sir, here, sir. Corporal Cummings. Aye, aye, sir, here, sir. He'll stand up, and then he'll go, Sergeant Witt. I'll stand up, aye, aye, sir, here, sir. And then he'll say whatever the rank and the name of the fallen Marine. And of course, there's no answer. Then it says his rank, first name, last name. Still no answer. And he does it again. And after the third time, and like just thinking about my skin's already, I'm getting chill bumps. Then it just kind of plays taps.
Dude, that is
really moving. Moving.
That is like beyond. Hey, let it sink in. You lost your boy. Give him his due. That is all. I love it. I mean, it's sad, but I love it. All right, one more question for you, Book. And if you feel like there's something else you want to beat a drum about concerning this, hey, dude, we got a fucking hour and a half of SmackCast. We'll fucking name this sumbitch Memorial Cast, and we'll do wrestling tomorrow. I don't give a shit. But if I had $10 and I wanted to donate it to the the fallen veteran, the ones you're big on, Wounded Warrior Project.
Yes, that's the one that whenever I am able to give to charity, that's my go-to, is the Wounded Warrior.
All right. Where do we do that? How do I get my $10 to them? Do I got a PayPal? Can I write a check? What's happening?
Just go to just Google Wounded Warrior Project, or it's probably woundedwarrior.com, and right there on the website it has a donate now, and then you'll just fill out the information, and you just kind of like you're just paying a bill online. You just donate the money to it, and then they you get a confirmation code or a confirmation email saying thanking you for it, and like if you wanted to use it as a write-off for however much you wanted, and that's pretty much it.
That's
just
cool.
Right there on their website.
Y'all people, y'all hear this, man? The state of mind that soldiers come back to, I never really knew because I've never been exposed to it. Chris Witt is one of the only Marines that's ever opened up to me in that, and a guy who's very over the top and very emotional. You want to see him somber down, get to asking him about how his brothers come back from this thing. And that's his I guess that's our serious note for the night. Phenom?
Yes, sir. That was pretty damn awesome, Chris. I really appreciate all that info. Kind of going back to last week, I know we had Chucky Bucks on talking about UFC 187, and that went down on Saturday night. Well worth the hype. Wouldn't you agree, guys?
Hell yeah.
JAC's favorite fucking card ever.
That shit was awesome, man.
I
mean, what was the last UFC that lived up to the billing like that?
Dude, there's never... Okay, I can tell you a better fight than what was on any of that night, okay? Hendo versus Shogun Part 1. Lyoto Machida versus Shogun Part 1. Sanchez versus Melendez. All four of those fights were better than any fight we had on the card, okay? But for all 5 of those fights to go like they did, just fucking sick. I mean, my God, dude, it was so awesome. And no, none of them, I've never had one live up that high. I've never had one be that badass.
I mean, you were talking about buying the poster the next day. Man, that's pretty epic.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to buy the poster.
Yeah. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to. Toot! I finished second in Chucky Buck's FMA, and I'm in 4th for the title currently right now. So shout out to myself.
One more card. Hey, you got to put the Arn. You got to put the Arn Anderson on that next time you want to toot your own horn. You remember how he used to do it?
I was trying to think of it, and like it was right off the cuff. So tell me, how did he do it again? Because I can't remember.
Any attempt to emulate Double A is going to be a failed impression. Okay.
That's true.
But he would say, "Call me what you want, but you got to call me champ."
Yeah.
And then he had that one. Then he would say, "I hate to toot my own horn, but toot toot." I mean, just
I remember that now.
Yeah, the Double A, man, fucking killer. But yeah, man.
Awesome.
Phenom, what was your favorite fight of the card?
My favorite fight, shit, man, that's a good question. I think it was probably like one of the first, I can't remember one of the first matches that was on.
Andre Brown.
Yeah, that was fucking badass, dude. I mean, what was the fight? Shit, I got all wrestling in my head this week. What was the fight that they were just like slugging the shit out of each other in the first minute, and they kept going back and forth?
Ended in the first round?
Yes.
That was Arlovsky and Brown. See, it was...
Yes. Okay, yeah, so that's right. Okay, that was my favorite. That shit was fucking the best 4.5 minutes. Been a while. I can't remember. The only thing I can remember, like, opening up that got me that excited was fucking Clay Guida and Diego Sanchez just fucking wailing the shit out of each other.
And they rolled and everything. Dude, all right, me and Hunter, guy I work with, he come to the house, watch the fight. And we open up with Andre Brown. Well, hold on, Whit, before I go into a full fucking exploitation of the fight, you got anything on it?
No, I mean, I was going to bring up that Clay Guida and Sanchez fight, but you didn't bring it up in your in the matches that you talked about when you brought up. That's one of my favorite fights I've ever seen. That's always what I think of when I think of a great fight. But other than that, I still can't get out of my head. Was it Cowboy that broke the dude's jaw?
Cowboy broke McDessie's jaw. We'll get to that fight. That's the next up.
I'm still thinking about that. He kicked him and he had to call timeout. Never seen that before.
Smartest move he could have made.
Oh yeah.
But Andre opened up, and Andre opens up the way he opened up, and I've seen him do this 100 times. He got the better of the striking. You understand, Travis Brown is the 3rd ranked heavyweight in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And Andre opens up with him, and he gets the better end of it, and they kind of separate for a second, and they get back in it. And this is the first time I've ever seen this in my entire time watching UFC, watching MMA, and I've been rewatching the old fights. Okay.
Yeah.
Andre rocked his ass against the fence, and Brown was just throwing these haymakers, and Brown connected with one and put Andre on his ass.
Oh, Brown, yeah, I was nervous for a second.
Brown was so fucked up. When he went to switch to back mount to throw the heat on, he tripped.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre had done jacked him up that bad, and I'm looking at the fight. I'm looking at Hunter. I said, "This is fucking awesome." I'm like, he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Don't end," you know. And then, you know, Brown goes on to he don't get knocked out. He was out, but he just wasn't laying down.
No, yeah.
But that was awesome. I mean, and that's the first theme of the night you're going to see throughout a lot of the other fights is that there was a beating, a comeback, and then a beating.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, the next one up was and now of course Andre Arlovski won by TKO in the first round.
Yep.
The next one up was Cowboy and McDessie, and Booker's already hit the highlight of that one, but Cowboy was hitting that boy when he wanted to, and I'm going to tell you something, major props to McDessie. That sumbitch is tougher than nails, man, because he caught a beating for a good minute and just kept going, and he would give it back just the best that he could, but you could see that while this guy has a good future ahead of him, he's just not quite Cowboy's level yet.
Not yet, yeah.
And in the third round, a head kick that Cowboy had been throwing all night finally landed, and the guy backed up and then waved the fight off, and that was, you know, Cowboy was hitting him all he wanted to. If he wouldn't have waved the fight off, he'd have got seriously hurt. That was a very smart move. There was nothing punk about that. You know, very much props to McDessie for knowing where he was, and hey, live to fight another day.
Yeah, man, that was so smart, and you know, I you know, when that happened, I turned to Chris. I was like, man, I had the round, I had the finish, and I fucking missed the time by 40 seconds. I think that's the closest I've ever gotten to any prediction ever. And you know how with Chucky's predictions, you got to get it like spot on, get them damn bonus points.
If you were the closest, then you got the points.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't get like a breakdown of everything, but you could tell that fight reflected on my final score. So yeah, I love that fight too, man. That was fucking badass.
You know, and then up next was so anyway, that was Donald Cerrone, 3rd round TKO, right? Or second?
Second
round TKO.
Oh, yeah.
The next was the 185 middleweight title fight. Chris Weidman, Vitor Belfort. Vitor Belfort had not fought since November of 2013. In that time, TRT had been banned in the UFC. That's why he couldn't fight Weidman last July. There was rumors that Belfort's TRT was still high, and those rumors were perpetrated by Chris Weidman. I don't know how true they were, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Yeah.
How did you see the fight play out?
I thought it was pretty well fought in the beginning. You know, I kind of thought, you know, Vitor was going to come out with his hoo-ah, and he fucking you know, I can't say enough about Weidman, man. Dude is going to keep continuing to prove people wrong. I said this too, you know, I was like, who's going to be up next to fight him? And I was like, nah, he's going to beat him too. I was like, I'm on the fucking bandwagon, dude. There is no getting off of it. And watch, now that I'm on the bandwagon, watch him get beat now.
Well, get off of it.
Son of a bitch.
Booker, how do you feel? You threw the question out on the last 2 SmackCast, actually, about the Chris Weidman stigma. How do you feel about the Chris Weidman stigma now that you heard my answer, you heard Chuck's answer? We're pretty much the same. How do you feel? What's Booker's answer now?
Well, I've thought he was the legit champion since the first time he beat Anderson. But during his post-fight interview, I can still tell that he feels that he doesn't get respected, and I still think that because now people just say, "Well, it was a different Vitor Belfort," blah 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 blah. You know, with the TRT thing, I still don't think he's probably not getting the respect he's got. And if I'm not mistaken, according to Chuck, Luke Rockhold is going to get the next shot. And Chuck said that he thinks Luke Rockhold's got him. I'll take Chris Weidman one more time.
Well, we're 3-0 with Chris Weidman and SmackCast, because the next fight is actually looking like it's going to be Jacare Souza. Jacare is undefeated in the UFC. He has the last loss on his record was to Luke Rockhold, but that was in Strikeforce. Luke Rockhold's last loss was 2 fights ago to Vitor Belfort. So it's to be considered your record in the UFC versus what you did pre-UFC. But I still would have rather had the Rockhold fight up front. Souza, Rockhold, Romero are the last big dogs for Weidman to beat, and then somebody's going to have to raise up. And people can discredit it all they want to, but when your record says you're 4-0 versus Anderson Silva, Machida, and Belfort, you're a bad motherfucker. I don't care what. I mean, all of a sudden, before Weidman beat Machida was the man. He was going to take over 185, former 205 champ. He was going to do it. Weidman beat him. Oh, he's old. Before Weidman beat Silva, he's the GOAT. He's the man. Oh, he was out of his prime. Motherfucker, not everybody is Muhammad Ali versus Larry Holmes. Okay? Now it's Luke Rockhold. And I'm going to tell you something, dude. Luke is dangerous. Luke is fucking deadly. He's got the best chance at beating Weidman, but Weidman is one of those guys, like when you watch a pitcher that has a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup, and all of them are working, those are the 3 most basic pitches in baseball, and he can kill you with it. Chris Weidman has boxing, he has wrestling, and he has jiu-jitsu. He's not overly fancy with none of it. But he'll take those 3 things and he'll kill you with all of them. Now, Weidman is also a 205er fighting at 185. He could make 205, no problem. Rockhold's probably in that same boat. Now, and one other thing about the fight with Belfort, that's the first time that Weidman's chin has been checked. I mean, Belfort opened him up. Belfort jacked him up pretty good on the feet. I thought, and then to hear Weidman after the fight, he said he never actually connected. He never actually hit me. He said he hurt me once, but he said all that flurry against the cage, he said I was feeling him. And I said, and he's getting softer and softer. He said, and then when 1 or 2 hit me, I rolled off the cage. He said, he kept coming forward, thought I was hurt. I took him down, finished him. Dude's just a smart fighter. And when he took Belfort down, it was all over but the crying. This is the same guy that from bottom position had John Jones in the arm bar and damn near made him tap. And Weidman just handled him. He just manhandled him. But, we'll see what happens. And if Weidman is not able to beat Rockhold, baby, we get a rematch. And I promise, somewhere out of 3, Weidman will win. I don't see that being so one-sided. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people pushing the Rockhold button, and Rockhold's worthy. But anyway, the next fight had no business being the main event, in my mind, with there being an established champion already on the card. Daniel Cormier versus Rumble Johnson. Well, anyway, that was a first-round TKO for Weidman, since I keep forgetting to actually announce the finish. Anthony Johnson versus Daniel Cormier. How'd you see that one going, Whit? What was your pre-fight pick, and then what happened different?
Oh, I had Rumble going in there and just kind of tagging him at will and just controlling the whole fight, controlling the octagon. I did not expect him to gas out the way he did. And then once I noticed that he was going to do that, well then, that's going to play right into the hands of an Olympic caliber wrestler, and he's just going to take over, which is what he did. Got him on the ground and ground and pound, and then he ended up submitting him, didn't he?
He did submit him.
So,
Phenom,
I was surprised.
Phenom, what was your pre and during take on the? Are you done, Book?
Yeah. I'm good.
What was your pre-fight, and then what changed for you?
Pre-fight, I thought Rumble was just gonna fucking, I thought he was gonna dictate. I thought he was gonna dominate. Simply because I didn't know really much about Cormier, and I thought Rumble was gonna, essentially do his head kicks, do his, his punches, and he was gonna dominate. But I was very wrong. I told Chris this when we were watching it before I made him spew his beer all over the place. Talking about random luchadors. So when I used to play the old UFC game, and I'm not talking about 2010 with Lesnar on, I'm talking about the very first one. I would play with Rumble all the time because he was so powerful up top. But when my friend that I was playing with would get a wrestler on me, and he would get Rumble on the ground, it's like he would tire out so quickly. And that game is like 7 years old now, or 6 or 7 years old, at least. And so I was kind of like, wow. I was like, really, it's kind of the same as he was. Like, he really hasn't gotten any better. Or either, and then I thought to myself, well, Cormier is an Olympic, wrestler, so it's kind of hard to combat that anyway. But I was very impressed with the way that he dominated him on the ground, and eventually submitted him. And then I loved it. It was just fucking great in the press conference. He told him, John Jones, get your shit together. Yeah. And then, what's his name? Bader.
Bader?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he was told to do that or what, but I don't know, man. I don't really know. Like, I don't know much about rankings and if he's like the next up guy or whatever, but,
I think Bader was trying to WWE his way into a title shot. Like, I'm gonna crash his little celebration. And if you see that on Raw or something, well, he's gonna get the next title shot.
Yeah, I mean, I like Bader, but I mean, come on, dude. The dude just won. I mean, he's calling out John Jones, and then, we didn't get Jones, but we got Bader. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah. I thought it was
now, if John Jones would have popped out, you would have been seeing that shit all over everything. That shit would have popped up on SportsCenter for a week.
Right. I love the line that Cormier had, and he said, yeah, they asked me, what did I want? I want the easiest fucking fight. I want Bader. That's the easiest fight. Like, he just killed him.
He just verbally just killed him.
The thing that happened during the fight, Rumble Johnson hit Daniel Cormier and made it look like he was wearing skates. And it's just like with the Weidman. It pretty much happened the way Weidman Belfort happened, except Cormier didn't finish him as quick. He didn't go the way Weidman went. But realize that the momentum changed in that fight when Johnson went for a kill shot, missed, and fell down.
Yeah.
Cormier didn't start it with a takedown. Johnson gave him an opening. And then I don't care how good a shape you're in. When you have a guy that is probably in the area of 230 on fight night, and he takes you to the ground and he rides you and he makes you stand. Rumble kept going to his feet trying to escape, and Cormier was just laying on him, and that's all he was doing. He was laying on him and holding his wrist. He was putting his hooks in. I mean, his feet were coming off the ground. He was getting a piggyback ride.
He was making Rumble exert all his energy.
And then when Rumble would go to his back, he'd put his hand over his mouth. He was using basic tricks to beat him. And I don't care how good a shape you're in. A guy does that to you for 3 minutes, you get a minute break, and then you come out in the next round and you're tired. Now he's able to take you down, and he slams him. Third round came around and it was a tap out. I mean, I knew it was coming from that point. Daniel Cormier doesn't get tired. It's just not going to happen.
You could see it in the corners too, Jack. I mean, there were two different corners going on.
Yeah. But yeah, Ryan Bader is in the top 5 rankings of 205. That's going to be because he does have some good wins, including like Rampage Jackson, stuff like that. It's just the slack that the 205 division is. Rashad Evans is in the top 5, and we haven't seen him in forever. Phil Davis just left the UFC. So, I mean, it's just a lack of talent in 205 right now. And it's not at the top. I mean, Gustafsson, Johnson, Cormier, and when Jones comes back, they're all legit fighters. But from there, it's a huge gap between Jones and everybody, or John Jones and everybody else, and the gap gets smaller between Cormier, Johnson, and Gustafsson, and then it opens up big between them, Bader, Evans, and so on. But the deal with Bader calling out Cormier, they were supposed to fight in June 2nd in New Orleans, actually. And of course,
so that's okay. I see now.
That fight got scrapped because DC got the title shot, and Bader accused him of running from him, and which is the dumbest fucking shit in the world. I ran from you to get a title shot.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Shut up.
He's just jealous ass.
Yeah, I mean it's like Solomon Crowe calling out Kevin Owens.
It does not make sense.
But for all the people who are calling Daniel Cormier a paper champ, champions are this, and this is the same with every sport you're ever going to be in. Champions are the best available at the time. John Jones made himself unavailable. Daniel Cormier is a UFC 205-pound heavyweight champ, not interim champ, not paper champ, not transitional champ. He is a 205-pound light heavyweight champ. And that's the end of the story. For me. Chuck will argue with me. Now, is there a John Jones shadow? Yeah, and it's fucking huge. But John Jones gets back, we'll see what happens. But right now, hey, DC, you're the man. Good job, Louisiana boy. And good luck. But the next UFC card, we may even bring Chuck back in. We'll see how he feels. It's not the next card. It's the next big card. Is Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo, and it's also got Roy McDonald, Robbie Lawler. That is the bantamweight and the welterweight title fights, both on the same card. That's an awesome card. It has the potential. I wouldn't say it's gonna be as good as this one, but then again, I'm a Weidman fucking freak, so
yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's all the UFC talk I got for the SmackCast listeners tonight.
Well, yeah, it definitely was awesome, and kind of transitioning into awesome. It's been kind of a strange yet awesome, yet amazing, yet crazy week in the world of professional wrestling. I figured we would just have since there's so much this week to cover, we were just going to have just an open forum on everything in the world of wrestling, and we'll hit on the big points and then kind of go into whatever you guys want to talk about. But Jack, don't you have something that you wanted to say about some news or something like that you just wanted to make sure that we got a hold of?
All right. I'm going to tell you 3 things you already know. All right? Okay. And then I'm going to tell you the writing on the wall that's going to that actually, to me, is what I'm hoping I'm seeing. Okay?
All
right. What you definitely already know. WWE signed Samoa Joe.
Right.
Booker, you agree? You know that. We've seen him twice now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What you probably knew, because you see the advertisement for Samoa Joe on ROH. WWE did not sign Samoa Joe to an exclusive contract. Did we know that?
Right, yeah.
WWE somebody there has got their finger on the pulse.
Jimmy Jacobs.
Hey, I don't know. I don't think it can be that low on the totem pole. Okay, Jacobs is new to the creative team. And we see, he's probably the one that has the wrestling doing what it's doing on Monday Night Raw now, But they're looking to mimic Samoa Joe's contract with AJ Styles. A non-exclusive contract to the IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the World.
Hmm.
You see, guys, in the days of DVR, we don't have to pick anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have to pick. So you're potentially looking at the ability in the near future to say, I don't know, the IWGP champ versus the WWE champ at Wrestle Kingdom, at WrestleMania. The thing about not recognizing the other talents and stuff like that, not acknowledging other companies and stuff like that, should be becoming a thing of the past. Now, if you see, like, say it's AJ Styles, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Come WrestleMania, he's still holding on to the IWGP Heavyweight Champ. He's walking out to Raw holding that fucking belt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then by WrestleMania, it'll probably be Brock Lesnar again.
Yeah.
I mean, headlining WrestleMania, AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar. I mean, what does that do for you on the inside?
That's pretty damn awesome.
But of course, you know what Vinnie Mac will do with that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know exactly what will happen if they do it in Wrestle Kingdom, if he allows his champ to go to New Japan. But the thought of the breaking down the boundaries, letting Samoa Joe wrestle on NXT, letting him wrestle on ROH, letting AJ Styles wrestle in WWE, letting him wrestle in New Japan, ROH, stuff like that. I mean, dude, it's just fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really was. It probably wasn't the blockbuster y'all were hoping for. But, and I did build the shit out of it.
When I think about AJ Styles in the WWE, though, my automatic thought when I saw that they were in, like, they wanted to go out and get him, was that that title wasn't going to come with him. Now, I might be wrong, but I also know Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon wasn't going to sign Brock Lesnar back when he was the IWGP champion. He said he had to drop the belt, and Brock essentially shit on it, and then went back to the States. But I don't know. They've never had a really good working relationship. The only way I could see it is if, because obviously you could look at it, ROH is essentially like another brand of NXT to the WWE. They have had Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, now Samoa Joe. It's kind of like you said, it's someone has gotten a hold that this is where a lot of talent can be, and we can make a lot of new faces and new stars from this company. And so, if I think about like AJ having a contract with them like that, I would think AJ would be more predominantly with ROH than he would be with New Japan, since New Japan and WWE have never really seen eye to eye. I mean, New Japan and WCW were good, good bedfellows, back in the 90s. WWE just never clicked with them. I don't know why. They do a lot of tours. They do a lot of Japan tours. And obviously they're going to Japan in July. As advertised, Chris Jericho is going to face Finn Balor in Japan. I would give my left nut to see that match on TV. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's just a live event. So hopefully somebody with a camera phone will put it on the internet.
But you see, the thing is, before they never had to. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's and Book, I'm gonna get to you in a second, man. I don't want to feel like I'm stepping over you or nothing like that. But
no, go ahead.
Before WWE became the promotional machine it was, okay? There was one time that their champion versed the NWA champion. It was Ric Flair versus Bob Backlund. It ended in a count out. A double count out, I think. Now, back in those days, if you were the NWA champion, you went to territory to territory to territory. And you faced the champions there, the local talent at that territory, and those talents would move from territory to territory. And then WWE became what it was. WCW became what it was. Okay.
Yep.
And at that time, you had guys like Rick Rude was the international heavyweight champion, and he had some kind of Japan title or something once upon a time in WCW. I'm trying to remember. Sting lost the U.S. title to a New Japan Pro Wrestler, and then won it back. And then WCW began to build itself on its own, and out come the NWO and ECW. And then all of a sudden, some things in the wrestling business had to be cut down. They had the importance of protecting the business, the importance of the kayfabe had to be brought out. Okay, it had to be dropped. It had to be cut loose. All right, just to match what the other guy was doing over ratings. Now,
right.
ROH just hit Destination America, which I'm loving because I'll actually watch wrestling on that channel now. Sorry, TNA, I just can't do it. You had fucking Sting and you couldn't hold my attention. But anyway, so, somebody's got to be seeing that AJ Styles is wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom and wrestling at War of the Worlds and wrestling at, ROH's next pay-per-view and New Japan's next pay-per-view, and they're making a killing with these interpromotional matches.
Yeah.
So you see that and you realize this is going to get bigger, bigger, and bigger because the exposure that AJ Styles, the Young Bucks, the Kingdom, all those guys are getting on a weekly basis. Then AJ Styles brings that back to ROH and you find out more and more about War Machine and about Moose. And then he goes back to New Japan Pro Wrestling and you find out more about the Bullet Club that, the Carl Andersons and stuff that don't, that are, I think they're primarily New Japan.
Yeah.
Scott Hall Jr., stuff like that. And it's just something that I believe out of competition, out of necessity that's bred by competition that WWF's just going to have to get with. They're just going to have to fucking do it. Now, the thing that worries me is Vince McMahon is quick to pull a trigger if he can bury the competition. And it's called doing business. Hey, fuck it. If you can make your ends, you make them. But to breed the competition, to breed the viewership, to take advantage of what AJ Styles is already doing, to get a piece of that, he's gonna have to give him some ducats.
Yeah. And that's another thing is he's making good money now. And he's working that schedule that he wants, but they're giving Joe the schedule that he wants too. I want to know what the hell if they're giving Samoa Joe this contract and supposedly there's one out in the air for AJ Styles. Why in the fuck did the deal not go through with Kurt Angle?
Oh,
I believe what I read was that Kurt wanted a Brock Lesnar type schedule. And Vince said no.
Well, I think it was a Triple H thing, not a Vince thing.
So, that's what I read. I mean, I can't remember the source that I read it from, but I believe it was a pretty credible one. But, even in today's era, it's still all kind of the dirt sheets to me, so you got to believe what you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy that I read about the AJ Styles thing, he's pretty fucking on point. WWF Old School is the name of his page.
Yeah.
And he's pretty on point with his shit. In fact, I think they accused me of getting in an argument with Ahmed Johnson on that page. I don't know for sure. But I said... Yeah, they said something about Ahmed Johnson. I said, botch fucking mania. I said, nobody liked working with Ahmed Johnson. I said, Ron Simmons was the leader of the minority crowd of wrestling in those days when it was, dominated, and he didn't like working with Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that is Ahmed Johnson you're talking to. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even respond. I was like, oh my God, hack shit to the most.
Well, you should have brought out Dusty Rhodes to talk to him then.
I don't have that information anymore.
I don't have that login no more.
Yeah. When they told me to name 3 of my friends, and I was like, huh. Yeah, whose picture is that? Audio, the American Dream has died, you know.
So, Jack, kind of going with what you were talking about with interpromotional things. I listened to the Taz react to ROH on Destination America, and which I'm loving Taz every single week. It seems like his animosity towards TNA just comes out a little more and more every week.
Yeah, but he is the most middle of the road of all the podcasts. He is.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's very unbiased in what he says about it.
He really is. I mean, he'll throw his jab in there every now and then, but I mean, he generally wants everyone to do well because he understands that all wrestling companies doing good is best for us, and he understands that because he is one of us. He's a wrestling fan. But he brought up a really good point. He said, what if Destination America is building this epic wrestling block of entertainment, and they sign someone else like a Global Force or some type of New Japan, something like that, or some other up and coming promotion, and they just have a huge block of wrestling, and then on TNA and ROH you have guys going back and forth. I don't think it'll happen, but I like his idea. I mean, you got 2 wrestling shows back to back, and you've got cross talent happening. I mean, most of the ROH guys there were headlining TNA 5 years ago. It's a pretty cool concept. I just don't see it happening because most of the guys in ROH left on bad terms from TNA because of Dixie fucking Carter. Here's my little gimmick rant on TNA. I've always enjoyed TNA. I've always wanted them to do well. But Dixie Carter makes it to where I don't want to fucking tune in every week because it's probably one of the most horrible managed companies that I've ever seen. And I'm talking about WCW with Vince Russo. I'm talking about fucking ECW when fucking it was going in the shitter. I'm talking about everything. How in the fucking shit do you let a up-and-coming promotion, not up-and-coming, I mean, I'm talking like what hot, like ROH is, come onto your network, onto the same, they move you to the same night, an hour before you, and you have no fucking clue about it? Or you have a clue about it, but you decide to not tell your talent. MVP came on Twitter and blew up Twitter yesterday, saying that no one in the TNA locker room knew about that. And MVP, if MVP didn't know about it, then no one knew about it. Because he's up with most of the shit knowing's going on in the back. It just came out recently too that their paychecks are finally coming in the mail. Maybe they'll actually start putting on decent shows now. And then she's going to put on fucking Twitter, tune in this Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for the most exciting wrestling today. Get the fuck out of here. You don't even believe that. I don't understand how she can ask so much from her locker room when she doesn't even believe it herself. Fucking shit. I wish Jeff Jarrett would just buy the shit, burn it to the ground, take all the talent, put it in Global Force, and just have Global Force your new Impact. Just fucking burn it. Because Dixie Carter just can't manage. She can't manage shit. And that's my little rant. And I know, Chris, I know you love TNA, so I don't want to shit on any of your wrestling, man. But she makes it to where I fucking hate it. And that's not fair to the talent that goes out there and busts their ass every night.
Hey, you can shit on it all you want because it is no way, shape, or form what it was when I was going around telling everybody who didn't watch it, hey, TNA is better than WWE right now. You remember that?
I do remember that.
I was doing that shit almost every week on a Raw thread. Hey, fuck this shit. TNA is where it's at right now. Well, that was like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even talk about it. They're even lucky if I even watch now. That's how bad it's got.
I haven't watched TNA in... Yeah, I haven't watched it in 3 weeks, dude. I can't even... I've got it on DVR, and I can't get the urge to hit the fucking play button.
Right now,
I've got,
TNA...
Like Jack said, I've got too much other shit to watch.
Right now, TNA is what's on the TV when I'm catching up on social media or playing fucking Boom Beach on my phone, to where that's where my main focus is. But I got TNA on the TV, and that's my secondary focus.
You know, dude, when we started when we started SmackCast 17 episodes ago or whatever it is, you know, probably closer to 20, 25 episodes, because we had a couple different ones. I jumped into TNA because I wanted to be knowledgeable about all aspects of the game. I started digging up ROH more and more, and I started digging up New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I started looking into some of the guys that I'd never really dealt with before. And fuck TNA, man. I just can't do it. ROH has not had a fair shot from me because it's not been available to me. I've been having to watch it online, and their streaming service is garbage. It's on their website. It's on ROHWrestling.com. You click Watch Now. You can see you're a week behind with the episodes, too, so that kind of blows. But,
Jack is no longer a week behind.
Yeah, I'm no longer a week behind. This Wednesday, I'm right there with you.
Hey, dude, you are in for a treat, too, because their debut episode is tapings from War of the fucking Worlds.
Cannot wait for that. Dude, fucking the AJs, the Briscoes, I mean, dude, even the guys in ROH I'm not, you know, the only, how to say it, I don't want to sound like I'm bagging on them, you know, but like the Young Bucks and Kingdoms and stuff, they put on great shows, they put on wonderful shows, but I'm not a fan of the extremely fast-paced stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's why I feel like Lucha Underground is the best shit on TV right now. It's like they found that fucking perfect middle ground where they'll have fucking 10 high spots, but they fucking make sense, and they're not strung together with 7 moves where you have to sell, where you don't sell a power bomb, but then you sell a clothesline to stop the set, to stop the series of events. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I talk noise about them, and most of it's just to fuck with Booker, but you know, I still enjoy it. I still like watching it. You know, I still having a good time. You know, but you know,
I've got to send you that link to Global Wars so you can see it.
Oh hell yeah, you do.
Because the ACH Nakamura match. I mean, I told Chris when they came out, I was like, I don't know who I want to fucking pull for, dude. I got ROH, ACH, who's my current favorite in ROH, and Nakamura, who is my probably all-time favorite right now, going right now. And, dude, they put on a fucking show. Yo! They fucking put on a clinic, man. You talk about, you had your high spot. They had, I mean, just general storytelling. I mean, it was fucking awesome. ACH was imitating him. It was great.
Yeah, I was telling Phenom, that's one of my favorite things about the quote-unquote indie, which I find it hard to call them indie.
There are no more indies. I mean,
pretty much the only independents out there are probably be like your CZW, your 3PW if it's still around, Dragon
Pro Wrestling Gorilla,
Pro Wrestling Gorilla, those type deal, and AAA, because they're not here in America.
Yeah,
but
they're
one of the things that I love is that they got the pure wrestling. They'll have the high spots. They'll have the story, and then they'll just do shit that's just entertaining. Where Nakamura and ACH were sitting there dancing back and forth. And
see who could do the better Michael Jackson impersonation.
Yes.
You know that you know, by definition, you know, there's not really indies anymore. Indie is taking on a new term nowadays. You know, now they call smaller promotion indies. they're all independent promotions now. None of them are strung together in regions where they all have financial ties to one another. You know, so I mean, yeah, it's a different definition of what they are, but there's either no indies or they're all indies now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not to shit on the term, I understand what they're saying.
If you call ROH an indie, you might as well call NXT an indie. That's pretty much what it is these days.
Yep.
But guys, we can't not continue this conversation without talking about Lucha Underground.
Oh my God. I fucking bow to the king of fucking Cueto. Oh my God.
Jack goes in front of the Aztec temple and prays to the gods.
Jack wants one of those Aztec coins that Don. One of those.
Dude, no, I don't want any fucking relationship with Don Cueto. Fuck that. Nothing good.
Nothing good comes out of him, man.
No.
Nothing. Like everybody gets fucked.
Yeah, I'm still pissed that he fucked over my boy Drago.
You know Drago's gonna come back, dude.
He's fucking better, man. I even went out and bought a mask that I bought it just because it reminded me of Drago's mask.
I know one dude that's not coming back, and that's old boy that got his fucking head caved in.
Oh my God, that was sick. But dude,
he got railed off TV for real.
Dude,
yeah, I can't wait to watch that tonight after this.
You know that was. Oh, go ahead, Booker. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm saying I heard y'all talking about it, and you're like somebody actually got killed off, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It was Cueto's big brother.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Do we get to see him at all? Because I've heard him talk about him. I didn't think so. God damn it.
You're gonna get to see him. I mean,
but dude, but what about fucking and you'll see this too, Chris. What about the reincarnation of the man of 1,000 deaths, Mil Martes? That dude made Brock Lesnar look like a bitch.
Man, Phenom, you totally just gringoed that fucking name.
Mil Martes.
Mil Martes.
Okay.
I think Stryker can nail it.
Is that the guy who Chavito's come back now and like got an alliance for some reason with?
No.
Shit.
No, Mil Martes had the 5 on with Aerostar, the best of 5 with Aerostar. And he lost that, ending in a casket match, and they carted his ass out. And since then, there's been this woman like doing chants over him that's supposed to bring him back from the dead. And
yeah, with the whole the Rock of Death or some shit.
The 3 skull guys.
Yeah. Now, when he first come out, he no-sold for about 3 moves. You know, and I was like,
Aerostar jumps out of the ring and Mil Martes doesn't even move.
That was Phoenix. He was wrestling Phoenix. But he jumps out. Not only does he not move, he like pushes him to the ground. He takes it, and the guy just falls.
Yeah.
You know, Morte's just standing there. But, you know, I'm usually not a fan of the spots that take like extremely long to set up and then a real long time to recover from.
Yeah.
But when he walked Phoenix up to the top of the office.
Oh yeah.
And at first I'm thinking, there's no way he has him in like a fireman's carry. And I'm thinking, there's no way we're finna see a 35-foot Samoan drop from this 280-pound guy. You know.
I honestly thought he was gonna powerbomb him through the announce table like that far. I thought that's what was gonna happen because you had Stryker and Vampiro get the fuck out. And I was like, oh, they've never destroyed their announce table before. This is probably where they're gonna do it. And then they just destroy some more shit.
No, he powerbombed him through the top of that office and then walked it back down to the ring. You know, he took his time walking back to the ring, you know, kind of playing up the demonic shit on him, you know. And then he got back to the actual to the ring, and they went to a commercial. Phoenix was back in the ring, and he polished off the match.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm usually not a fan of something that takes that long to set up and doesn't really break. But they were building a story there.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just, I mean, you know, Lucha Underground has a way about things. During the Alberto Del Rio, or what are they calling his ass now?
El
Patron, and Johnny Mundo, and Johnny Mundo's match. Mundo jumps over the top rope as if to do a double axe handle to the outside, and Patron pulls the fucking ring apron out, and Mundo falls inside the ring apron. He lets go of the ring apron, traps him against the ring, and starts beating on him. You know, I mean, it's just shit like that you never fucking see. You know, and it's just innovative. It's like so simple, but the beauty in it. You know.
Oh yeah, I thought I've seen him do that a few times in WWE though. If I'm not mistaken, he might have her.
I may have missed it. He's the
only one I've ever seen do it.
Yeah. Why did you have to Bill McGurk the damn Jack moment? Hey, I'm sorry.
Hey, fuck. Yeah, he did go fucking Billiam just then.
He did. Yeah, my bad. Hey, you know what? For that party foul, I'm gonna chug this.
Yeah, chug that. But no, dude, the match before that.
Oh my god. With Hernandez.
Where does that rank on Phenom's favorite matches ever?
Ever?
Ever.
Oh man.
Yeah, you ain't gotta go too particular. Top 15.
Top 15, yeah, it'll make top 15.
Top 10.
And here's the damn thing about that, Jack, is they're probably going to top that match here in the next few weeks.
They've been doing it, man.
Exactly. That's what they've been doing every single week. They say, here's our bar. We're going to put it a little bit higher, and then next week we're going to put it a little bit higher. My God, what the hell else are they going to do? The only thing that I had to take away, and this is just being picky, this is armchair book, but was that Mil Muertes Phoenix match was a death match, and by the end, I mean, I don't know if it's just because they have masks or you can't show that much blood or whatever, but I really didn't buy that. I mean, I knew Phoenix got his ass whooped. And, with the chick coming down, I don't know Stryker said it was like the lick of death.
Yeah.
And okay, she licked him, he's dead. I don't know. I don't know. It kind of left me in question. But, at the same time, that's good because, now I'm going to want to watch next week and see what the hell happens. I want to see fucking Vampiro and Conan fight each other. I don't know what his beef is with Conan.
It's a good one,
he's like OCW old school.
I don't see. My favorite is because I don't see how Puma is wrestling right now with that arrogant sound in the background of Conan.
He's like, Conan's gonna cheat. Just wait.
Yeah.
And the spot.
He's holding him back.
The spot where Conan distracts Hernandez, like he's actually gonna get in the ring with him, and then passes fucking. Then Prince Puma picks up a chair, and Hernandez does his suicide dive and eats that fucking chair. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, dude. Oh, shit.
But then that spot got topped.
Yeah, of course. It did. It had to.
Hernandez was doing something, and he threw Puma, and Puma landed his 2 feet on the fucking banister rail, which is like 8 foot off the ground, keeps his balance, and then does a moonsault.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Shit, I mean, we were kind of chatting about that, and trying to think of wrestlers that could do that. I can only think of 2 or other 3 that come to mind with that. A Shelton Benjamin, a Kofi Kingston,
Rollins,
yeah, those are like the only guys I know of that are that athletic, and it's like literally I had to rewind it. The other thing I don't like about Lucha is they don't show the damn replays during the match. So you always have to, but I don't mind going back and hitting it.
Yeah. I actually like that. I actually like that.
You don't like them showing the replays during the match?
No, I like them not showing it. The thing, they do it in WWE, and they okay, we've seen that. Now what's happening? And they make that small fucking screen.
I would wish WWE would just do ROH does it perfect. ROH only shows you what's really worth replaying. WWE replays stupid shit that you really don't care to see again.
Just time for a replay. It's 8:37.56.
And it's distracting because you're looking at the replay and you're trying to watch this stuff. Fuck, something's going on. And by the time they get back to full screen, something cool's happened.
But dude, I can't. I mean, that match, Hernandez Puma, and I really thought Hernandez was going to go over. If you would have asked me for a pick ahead of time, I thought it would have been putting the strap on the big dude. You know, that's typical wrestling fashion. But
yeah, I keep waiting for him to put the strap on a heel because I mean that show is run by a huge heel owner, operator, whatever. So I only see it as a matter of time before we have a heel champion.
Dude, Cueto, I mean, and I sent this in a message the other day. And I don't know if y'all didn't see it or if we just got busy, but Lucha Underground has this ability to where you almost think you're watching a show about wrestling.
Yes.
I think it was like, I can't remember what the name of it was, but ESPN had a show about professional football with Omar Gooden Jr. or Omar Gooden, whatever his name was.
Yeah, Omar Gooden.
Yeah, and
Playmakers,
yeah. And it was a show about football. You seen tryouts, you seen practice, you seen locker room, you saw the game. You seen the game just every now and then.
Yeah.
Because the game only matters wins or losses to the actual story of the show. This looks like a show about wrestling where you actually get the wrestling because the wrestling plays a bigger part. The stuff in the back with like Cueto going back in the locker rooms, I love those segments.
I love his office. Anything in his office is fucking quality TV, man.
The thing with the girl who I thought was Gail Kim.
Oh yeah, I don't know who she is. I know that's the one, Chris, that Chavito is supposed to protect.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then the one I'm thinking of, she kind of looks like. To me, I thought it was Miho from Sin City.
I have no idea.
But
I have no idea.
But she's actually coming to kill Cueto's brother.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna see him in the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see him in the next few weeks.
But if you're gonna bring out a guy in a wrestling show to take a guy out, to me, you kind of do that in the ring. You loved what they did.
Yeah.
You absolutely loved it. I liked it, but I was like,
I loved it.
But part of it's to me wanting to see this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we don't even know his fucking name. He calls him brother.
I know. It was fucking brilliant how he had all the crew lined up, and he said somebody has to pay for this. And I love how they both. I don't know all their names. I've heard them before. But they both look at the dude in the middle and grab him, and they're like, no. And then all of a sudden, you just see fucking blood everywhere, and you got this little bitty speck of blood on Dario's cheek, and he just wipes it off, and he's like smirking. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. I guarantee you. So if Lucha goes the way that JR's talking about it going, with them ending and it being another season, like later in the year when the guy's done doing whatever he's got to do, I would not be surprised at all if it ended with his brother coming out and you see him, nothing at all, and it just ends.
I mean, I don't even want to guess, man. I have no clue who his brother could be. But, I mean, that's part of what I wanted to say, do it in the ring, just because I want to know who it is. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're building up to be some... I mean, I would assume it's going to be... I mean, how is he going to be more bigger and beastly than Mil Muertes?
Yeah, or Big Rick, yeah.
Or Big Rick, yeah.
Watch
it
be Rey Mysterio Jr.
Are you seriously? Oh my God. Rey Mysterio Jr. with demon eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. We're seeing paranormal shit on the show now.
That dude, man, come on. If you're not on the Lucha Underground bandwagon, they don't have to be your favorite. But if you are a wrestling fan and you're not watching Lucha Underground, fuck you. You're lying. You're not a wrestling fan.
Helix watched one episode and he said he was already hooked.
Yeah, that's all it takes, man.
Andrew Goodman's hooked on it now.
Yeah.
Makoto buddy. You know what his surname is?
What?
Sir ZZ Topless. Because he's got that big ass beard and he's bald.
Yeah. ZZ Topless, I like it.
I went Sir Fester. We started throwing around names. I called him Sir Uncle Fester. And we threw some shit around and come up with ZZ Topless.
That is fucking hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, fucking Lucha, man.
Fucking Lucha. Anything else in the world of wrestling that we didn't cover or just forgot about? Because, God, Jesus, there's been so much this week.
I mean, we still got the Elimination Chamber picks to make.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I shouldn't have, anything else. I love how we've talked about everything but WWE. We haven't talked about anything WWE. And I know we're going to save, most of it for Elimination Chamber. But shit.
Well, NXT took like an off week this week. Finn Balor wrestled a jobber, Kevin Owens. Goddamn. Who just died?
Did somebody get sucked up in a tornado?
I don't know.
And then you had Blake and Murphy wrestle a couple jobbers, and then Kevin Owens versus Solomon Crow, and
Joe came out again.
Yeah.
I think the Blake and Murphy thing, I think they were just showing their new allegiance with Alexa. Which she's got the hair, she's got the thing, she's got the whole thing. I like it. It's cool. She's going to wrestle Chick next week. I kind of see where they're going with that now. They're going to build that to be. They're going to be, that tag team versus tag team, and then Diva versus Diva. Finn is just kind of like, I don't know. Like I told y'all, like when Joe came out, I don't really know where Finn. I guess Finn's just going to hang out for a while, and he's just going to come in and challenge whoever the damn champion is, whether Owens gets called up and he drops the belt to Finn, which I would gladly take, or Joe takes it. I don't know. We'll have to see. I know Joe's about to work like those ROH dates, so whatever he's doing right now. I know we're going to get a match with him and Owens in the next few weeks because I've seen people post pictures of it. From like tapings. I know we're going to get a match in the next few weeks.
A different dirt sheet rumor that's going around, and this one's not such a credible source, is that Tyrone. Even though Joe's not exclusive, Vince McMahon still kind of has the final say on where he can go. Yeah. And with ROH going to Destination America, I think that may scare him a little bit. Me personally, I think he needs to take advantage of it and fucking smash TNA into obliteration. But yeah, fuck, NXT's got great stories still building. I would really like to see them back off the Owens Joe angle just because Balor is the number one contender.
Right, that's what kind of threw me off of it. But I don't know. We'll see. I'd really like to see Balor make it to a Raw match and get to, I liked how they did Sammy and I liked how they did Kevin Owens. I'd really like to see Finn on there just once because I know he's going to fucking go out and show off. I mean, he's done nothing but compete in front of huge crowds in Japan and England, so he knows how to do it. And if you don't know who he is by now, everybody's going to know his name when he goes on Raw. Especially if he does go on Raw, if he ever does do like the little surprise entrance or whatever for Cena or whatever, I think he's got to go. He's got to go with the makeup to get the full effect, the full paint, just to be like.
So even if people don't know who he is, they can go, "Who the hell is this guy?" I don't know, but this dude's fucking badass.
He's fucking badass, and he's in the ring crawling towards John Cena, and John Cena's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, this guy looks like Carnage from Spider-Man. He's fucking awesome.
But NXT, they just came off with their last takeover special, so we expected it to die down just a little bit. It's always going to be awesome, but we expected it to die down just a little bit. But so I guess we'll go right into Elimination Chamber if there's nothing else we have to discuss, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm good with moving on. BOoka?
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
The Elimination Chamber has returned. I don't really know where it went. I know that it didn't happen last year. Well, I guess it's only been gone for a year. But I was excited when they said that they announced it. And let me tell you how fucking brilliant this move is by WWE to do this. So these fucking freeloaders that got the network on May, they got the Unstoppable or Unbreakable, whatever the shit's called, and then they got Payback. And then they think, oh, well, they just added another pay-per-view. They must really want me to stay. Well, little to be known, Elimination Chamber is airing on May 31st, and when Elimination Chamber is over, roughly, after all the post-show and all that stuff, it's like 10, 20, you'll have an hour and 40 minutes on East Coast time to cancel your subscription to the WWE Network, or you'll be charged the $9.99. How many of these people, thinking they're getting this shit for free, don't think about it for the next hour and 20 minutes, and there's $10 times, I don't know, 500, 600,000. I mean, it's fucking brilliant. But I totally get why they did that on the last day of the month, which is just a brilliant move on WWE's part. I mean, who would think that? But so the kickoff, we don't have a match for the kickoff. So the kickoff is The Miz returning for Miz TV, and his guest is Daniel Bryan. I've kind of got a little more optimistic about Daniel Bryan coming back. I don't know. I think I've seen that he'll probably come back, sometime after SummerSlam or before SummerSlam or something like that. I don't know. Nobody really knows but him because he has so many damn setbacks. But Jack, what do you expect out of, if anything, of the Miz TV with Daniel Bryan?
Nothing. Other than just keeping Daniel Bryan in people's mind and keeping speculation like you have.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, they're going for an MRI and they're not sure what's happening. Now he's on Miz TV.
I would think if he's going to announce something, it wouldn't be on Miz TV. It would just be him.
No, I think it's just Miz is going to troll him a little bit. He may even start some shit with him. Somebody will come to D-Bry's rescue. Of course, then Daniel Bryan may come back with an actual, I'm 3 months and back in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really not expecting nothing big out of it, other than to just keep him on people's minds. You get some more time. That's exactly what I'm thinking. What do you think, Booger?
Just that he's going to come out and say he's got to do these last few things. He'll be back in 3 to 6 months, and that'll get the crowd pumped going into the curtain jerker for the main card.
I mean, but how can he even say that when, how do you find out in 3 weeks you'll be back when you did not know anything 3 weeks ago? Did it go that well?
Yeah, and I would say...
And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate. That's just a question, just legit question,
No, yeah. And if anybody that doesn't know their own body, it's Daniel Bryan, that's for sure. I mean, like I said, he's had so many setbacks on the last injury. He thought he was only going to be out a few months, and then it turned into 6, and then it turned into 9. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Isn't his injury freaking like spinal and nerve related?
It's, I don't know if it's, I think so. I don't know if it's the reoccurring one, or, I don't know. His speech on Raw was so eerily similar to Edge's that it gave me chills.
It was almost the exact same one.
And part of me, kind of hates him a little bit because he is coming back. Because I just know that he's going to hurt himself again. And, Edge at least knew it, that he needed to stop. Or, he probably would never even walk again. But that's what doctors told him, that, if he did get hurt again, that he could possibly be paralyzed.
I would imagine that Edge at his time was better financially than Daniel Bryan is right now.
That's true, too.
And that's a factor. That's always a factor. That's a factor for us getting up and going to work every morning. You can't.
You're gonna. But when Tough Enough comes out in a few weeks, Daniel Bryan's one of the main trainers on there, and that might be. And now that I think about it, he might be promoting Tough Enough on Miz TV. You know, he might say, you know, I'm out of wrestling, but you can see me on Tough Enough on the USA Network, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, he's going to be a trainer on NXT, Tough Enough. So, you know, if he is done with wrestling, you know, he's not done with the company. That's for damn sure. They know he's popular. They know he can move stuff, and you know, shit. He can be a trainer on NXT. I mean, possibilities are endless. You know, definitely his paychecks will keep coming from somewhere in the company.
I mean, yeah, there's money for him to be made, but it's not WrestleMania money.
Yeah, no.
You know.
But you know, kind of see, you don't know how much is real life or anything that you see on TV, but you know, on Total Divas, I mean, they're not living in a big mansion. They're living in a little one-story house, and they're driving a fucking Prius, and you know, so I know he does well with money. So hopefully, you know, he's saving it just in case, or he's got some type of insurance on him just in case he ever does get hurt, and he can pull that insurance out. But
Daniel Bryan got the Affleck.
Yeah, yeah, he can be an Affleck spokesperson. So going into the first match, the Divas Championship, which was not on the line last week. The Divas division has gone from me not being interested to me being interested 10% more, simply by Paige being back. So you insert Paige, you know, she won the Divas Battle Royal so long ago, and then Naomi just kind of attacked her. It didn't make sense. You're like, what the hell is going on? And now Paige is back, so they're like, okay, well, here, you can have your title match, but Naomi's got to have her rematch, so let's just make it a triple threat. I hope that they give them the efficient amount of time to make a good match, because I have seen Nikki Bella, you know, getting better. You know, I know it's hard because most of her opponents that they put her against are hard to watch, but when she does have an opportunity to have a good match, she does play to the crowd. She does actually put on some actual mat wrestling, and I know Paige can do it. I don't think they know what to do with Paige, honestly. She's heel, she's face, she's heel, she's face. This is my house, bitch. I'm a heel again. I'm gone. So, our first match, we have a triple threat for the Divas Championship. I am going to go with shit. It seems like, you know, every time I think they're going to take the belt off Nikki, they don't. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stay with it. Phenom officially picking Nikki Bella. Jack?
Mm-hmm. You gave them like 10 more minutes than I would have, and you only gave them like 6.
I talked about them for more than they're probably going to have a match.
Yeah, God, I still don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Nikki keeps.
Right. Retains. BOoka! What the hell?
Shit. I know I don't want Nikki. I was hoping Jack would take either Paige or Naomi, and I was just going to take the other one just to give us a round robin.
Fuck it, I'll take Naomi. Fuck. Change me to Naomi.
Alright, Jack Naomi.
Fuck it, and give me Paige.
Yes, I'm going to win the Divas fucking title.
Jack's the new
I knew! I'll tell you this, I'm better looking than fucking Brie Bella.
Oh my god. That does need a sandwich. That's what, let me tell you something. And this is what I say every time I see both of them side by side. And I always tell my wife this. I say, look at that. That's what you call, there's a vegan and there's a meat eater. The meat eater's got thick on her. She's got an ass. Look at Brie Bella. She looks like I could fucking break her in half with a torture rack.
But you also got to go with one is natural, one is got filled with silicone and plastic.
Her ass ain't silicone.
I mean, aren't they twins?
How the fuck do you know?
Aren't they twins?
Because John Cena's my homeboy. Yes, Jack.
Well, then that's typical.
I think,
that's typical of twin females. One of them's thicker than the other. I mean, that might be real.
Nikki is like 12 minutes older than Brie, I think.
Yeah, the firstborn's usually a heavier set than the second. I mean, that's pretty typical with twins. It's
and
not.
I know for a fact their diets are different too. I mean, Bree is vegan; she doesn't eat meat. You know, she eats salads, and then Nikki eats fucking steaks with Cena and whatever drinks.
You know what a CrossFitter, somebody who's a CrossFitter, a vegan, and an atheist, you know what their biggest problem is?
What's that?
They don't want to shut up about it.
Which one to talk about the most?
Yeah. That's so damn true.
Yeah, I got a buddy who is a vegan and a CrossFitter, and he's like, I'm not sure if I should talk about being a CrossFitter to people, and I'm like, well, you always told me about you being a vegan and all the health supplements, so I guess that answers that fucking question.
Oh my god. Okay. So, all right, that's enough divas talk for
next
if
month.
If we're not talking about the NXT divas, then why are we even talking? The next match is a renewed rivalry from NXT, and that is the new sensation, the man gravity forgot Neville, and he's taking on Bo Dallas. I really like how they've kind of rekindled this rivalry, and I think on Sunday, hopefully, we're going to get to see the Bo Dallas of NXT. I've been hoping for it. I've been hoping that, because, when I saw Bo Dallas on NXT and then I saw Bo Dallas on Raw and SmackDown, I was like, this is not the guy that I saw in NXT. Bo was the first one to come up. And it never has impressed me as much as he did in NXT.
You can't say Bo's the first one to come up. I mean,
from the actual NXT promotion, like the show?
The Shield, right? I mean, the Shield.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But anyway.
I think they were technically FCW. Or was NXT made?
Yeah, well, no, because Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was.
So, yeah, Jack, you are right. So the Shield essentially came up first. But, okay, we'll say one of the first.
Yeah, well, anyway, I William McGarrick too. That was fucking Booker's fault.
God damn it.
But yeah, Neville versus fucking the Bo Dog.
Alright, so Neville's been fucking on fire lately. I've got him extinguished. You better believe that. I got Bo Dallas picking up the win. Jack, who you going with? You going with your boy?
Man, I love fucking Adrian Neville. That sumbitch could pull hell out the earth with a fucking back suplex. I'm gonna tell you, dude, we've all got that weird fucker that we just like that the rest of the world just don't. And we all got those weird fuckers that we just don't like that the rest of the world does. I'm not a fan of Mick Foley.
God damn.
I appreciate his nostalgia as Cactus Jack and shit. But other than that, I really don't care about Mrs. Foley's baby boy or Dude Love. But
that fucking hurts.
Bo Dallas is one that I liked from the beginning. He's always made me laugh. He's like the fucking he's like Joe Pesci in fucking Lethal Weapon. He doesn't really contribute to the story. He's just funny.
He's comedic relief.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care that his wrestling matches weren't scientific and shit. That he had a running bulldog as his finisher.
Yeah.
But he just fucking made me laugh. He always, that's what he brought to me. But he's fell fucking flat. He's not only one of the first ones to come up. He's about the only one that didn't, as a male, that didn't take off. But Neville all day. This rivalry is definitely going to do some good for Dallas. But Neville takes the win.
It is funny that you said that, Mick Foley's baby boy, because it reminded me of Lucha last night when Stryker was talking about Son of Havoc. He said Mr. Havoc's baby boy. Yeah. I fucking died when he said that.
Well, Stryker said something last night that just irked the shit out of me, but I don't even want to get back into it right now. About the elbows, the MMA elbows.
Yeah.
Elbows don't have a sharp point when you're wearing a fucking elbow pad.
That's true. And he's got a mask on too.
Yeah.
All right, Booker, who you taking in Neville versus Dallas, the rematch of the NXT Championship?
the man that gravity forgot goes over one more time. One more time. Poor Bo. All right. So the next match we got is the first Elimination Chamber match of 2 for the night. This one is for the highly contested, currently vacant Intercontinental Championship. Your competitors are as follows: Sheamus, Ryback, R-Truth, King Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, and recently scratched Rusev. So the rumor is that Bray Wyatt is going to be inserted in Rusev's place. It's not confirmed, so I just have him X'd off. I don't think any of us were going to pick Rusev anyway, so I'm going with... I was going to go with my pick that I have picked all along. And, I see, and it's like everybody sees it, that Sheamus is just going to be, essentially handed the Intercontinental Championship. And I'm going to go with a not so fast, my friend. And I'm giving the title to Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus are going to have themselves a hell of a rivalry continuing. And it's actually going to mean something now because it's going to have a belt on it. And they're going to go all the way up to SummerSlam with them having a final match at SummerSlam with a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. How many times have you seen that at SummerSlam? And they're going to put on a clinic, too. So I've got Dolph Ziggler winning the IC belt. Jack.
Well, that would make sense, except for the fact Sheamus has already started a rival with Ryback.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you fail.
I forgot about that. See, and that's how stupid they were to end that shit and just start another one.
Yeah. Sheamus.
I changed my pick. I'm just kidding.
I'm going with the dirt sheets. I'm going with Sheamus.
Sheamus it is. All right, fella Booker, who you picking? You know what? I'll make it three different picks. Give me the King Wade Barrett. King Barrett. All right, no more bad news, all but good news for King Barrett. All right, so next match we got is the second Elimination Chamber match, and I don't think this is the order that everything's going. I just went down from everything I could remember. So this is the second Elimination Chamber match, and this is a new way that they're going to do this because we've never had tag teams in it before. I'm thoroughly excited to see how this match is going to go. I think it's going to be fucking chaos, especially if all 6 teams get in there at the same time. Your competitors are as follows. Your champions, The New Day, the Lucha Dragons, the Ascension, Los Matadores, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, and the Prime Time Players, making their pay-per-view return. Like I said, this match is going to be fucking chaos. That's all I can say. New Day, I don't see them dropping the belts anytime soon. It's going to take a lot of fucking work, though, because, in their past few matches, they've been cheating a lot, and it's kind of hard to cheat when you're inside a fucking cell structure. So, oh hell. Just to go off the beaten path here, I'm going with the Lucha Dragons as your new tag team champions. And Lucha Dragons are going to start feuding with Kid and Cesaro. Jack?
We can go ahead and scratch a couple names off the list. Los Matadores, Primetime Players, and one...
Ascension?
An Ascension, yeah. Not fucking happening, none of them. Primetime. I'm glad to see.
Being beaten first.
Yeah, I'm glad to see PTP actually getting a fucking match again before getting a tag team title shot. That was fucking nice. But oh man,
they got the title match by just doing epic promos every week.
Yeah,
that's how they got.
They went the Chael Sonnen route.
Shit worked.
I'm gonna have to say New Day retains.
All right, Booker. Who's your tag champs? New Day retains. think they're going to drop the title from them, and they're going to find some way to cheat.
All right. So next is your Phenom match of the night. Not really. I don't know. It's the one I'm looking forward to the most, and that is the United States champion John Cena taking on the NXT champion Kevin Owens. I know a couple weeks ago when Kevin Owens came out for the Open Challenge, did the whole Cena thing. The promoting that Owens has done for this match, even on NXT, has been fucking fantastic. It's just been fucking great. From everything from him wearing his shirt to him even mocking him, when he was talking to Joe and he was walking out of the ring, he said, "The champ is here. The champ is in NXT, not on Raw." I was like, fucking bravo, sir. Unfortunately, he has to go up against the immortal John Cena. I got John Cena getting the win. Jack?
They're calling this champion versus champion, but I don't think the belts are on the line.
They're not. They're just saying that because they're dumb.
Owens goes over.
You got Owens.
Owens goes over.
KO. BOoka.
Double disqualification.
Double DQ.
They're not going to want to put either one of these guys over the other, so they're going to come up with some bullshit reason why the double would DQ, as they're both just fighting on the outside into a double count out, or Joe comes in and beats the shit out of both of them. I don't know. The match is going to get thrown out. It's going to be a no contest, double count out, double disqualification, no winner.
No winner. All right. Well, now we're into our WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, and you have your challenger, the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose, getting his one-on-one title match with Seth Rollins. I love these guys in the main event. I loved it at Hell in a Cell. I can't remember the other pay-per-view that it was. I think it was either Night of Champions, or I can't remember where they had a match. But any match these two do are fucking awesome. The promos, the build-up to it, everything. I love. Seth Rollins retains. I don't know how. I'm sure something will have to do. Whether it's, the only thing I could think of is that, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, since I'll wait till you guys get done and we'll do our bonus, but I've got my bonus laid out.
In mind, huh?
Jack, yeah. So Jack, who you got walking out with the belt?
Rollins.
I think, it's going to be a clean sweep. BOoka? Rollins. The Authority goes for a sweep. Alright, so, keeping with my fresh mind, I have got as my bonus content Roman Reigns KO punches Dean Ambrose to cost him the championship.
On accident or on purpose?
On purpose.
Oh, wow.
Alright, Jack.
Man.
Your unpredictable bonus content. You want me to come back?
Yeah, you can come back to me.
Alright, Booker, what's your unpredictable bonus moment?
Well, it's going to sound pretty predictable now, but I also had Roman Reigns spearing Ambrose by accident.
By accident? Okay, so let's make sure this is fully documented here. I've got on purpose. You've got on accident. You have the spear, I have the KO punch.
See, I don't
Superman punch.
You see, I don't even think y'all should segregate the punch versus the spear. Just on accident and on purpose is the bigger fucking story. If that's all right, that's y'all's picks. I would be, that's y'all's picks, but decide that amongst yourselves. I think the accident versus on purpose is the bigger story.
We'll say that, yeah. Because if he spears him and it's on purpose, then I'm still fucked.
Well, no, we both would get the point.
Yeah, no.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying.
Well, no, see, what I'm saying is if he spears him on purpose, Phenom wins. If he spears him on accident, Booker wins. If he Superman punches him on purpose, Phenom wins. If he Superman punches him on accident, Booker wins.
Yeah, I like that better.
I mean, that's totally up to y'all,
I like it better, Booker. You want to do that?
Hey, man, it's your game. I'm just here to play.
There's time to play the game. All right, Jack.
I'm going to say Roman Reigns hits Dean Ambrose nonchalantly. Not on purpose or accident. It's just like, whoops, my bad.
Sorry, bro.
I'm just going to say he just hits him, okay? It doesn't matter. Intent for me is not a question. He just hits Ambrose. No, I'm not going to go there. I ought to go just really fucking easy. J&J Security is going to get involved in the match.
All right.
No, I'm not going to do that. Fuck. Oh, man. I'm so goddamn lost on that. Quit writing. Quit fucking writing, Phenom.
How about JBL insults 4 wrestlers?
No, not a problem. He'll do that, and he'll do that in one elimination chamber match. No, I'm going to say Kofi goes to the top of a pod.
Okay. Kofi top of a pod.
Yeah, whether he jumps or gets thrown off or decides to get down, he gets the fuck up there.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed that
if it's Xavier and Big E in the match.
Oh no, it'll be because Kofi and Big E won the titles. Even though Xavier walks around with it, Kofi and Big E are the champions.
Yeah, I'll be blowed right now.
On the one of the last shows where Xavier kept yelling "Freebird rule, Freebird rule."
Yeah, and they did the twin magic at the last pay-per-view.
Oh my god, that's not the most racist fucking thing you ever seen in your life.
Oh yeah, how did the referee not know? One dude has big old fro, the other guy just got fucking pigtail dreadlocks.
Xavier might as well pinned him for Big E. I mean, the common denominator was dark complexion.
Yeah.
But, that's almost as bad as the fucking Los Matadors throwing out tacos on Cinco de Mayo last year.
Oh my god. But so you guys, just small prediction. Do you think Elimination Chamber is going to be better than Payback?
It'd be hard not to.
I'll say yeah because of the Elimination Chamber matches themselves, and then with Kevin Owens making
his main roster.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, he's skipping Raw and SmackDown. He's going straight to pay-per-view.
Yeah, he's a prize
big boy shit. Yeah, he's big boy shit. He's got to feed my family and my kids. I love how every time he speaks, it's just so calm. I've never heard him really
nonchalant. Like, I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm just going to talk to you normal.
Why would I raise my voice to you? I mean, all I'm doing is making a sandwich. Come on.
Look, what I'm saying is facts, and that's all that needs to be said is facts. What you're saying is bullshit. I state facts.
Yeah.
And fucking Owens, can you please quit jumping out of the fucking ring at the beginning of the match? I'm not digging that.
Notice he does that.
But anyway.
All right. Anyways, so pay-per-view this Sunday on the W Network. If you're watching it for free, you're gonna get charged unless you cancel it as soon as it's over.
You shouldn't have warned them, fucking bastards.
Yeah, really.
Well, I think everybody that listens to this fucking one. Exactly. I think everybody that listens to this actually pays for the network every month. and they don't fucking cheat on it.
I don't know. We're free broadcast.
That's true. We should start charging.
I bet 99 is one of those free son of bitches.
I don't know, because I know that he was. I don't know if he wasn't paying for his internet or something like that. But Dustin, you need to get your internet working, son.
Really? Get that gimmick working? You mealy mouthed son of a bitch. I know I talked to him, and I'm hoping to have him on a Phenom's Pulpit here in the near time future. So Dustin Monday will make his debut. On Phenom's Pulpit. He's been working harder on this shit than the three of us have.
Yeah.
You will have an Albie and a Bammer on a podcast and agreeing with each other.
Book, do you got an office lined up? You got an idea?
Yeah, I got two ideas. I'm still throwing them around which one I want to do.
Right. Well, right now.
But after we talked yesterday, I think I may end up doing that and just go on 100% honesty. Lay it all out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that.
I was hanging on, man.
Yeah, but either way, we got a couple minutes here, Book. Are you gonna let that fucking Slim Shady, goddamn West Columbia, Mike Go Gators fucking bash on you like he did on Jack Shack? You know, I mean, come on. He was fucking hitting so hard, I tried to take up for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on a bucket list of mine to know what it's like to be on a roast. That shit was brutal. It was not as fun as it seems like it's on TV. He fucking got me, but look, that fucking pothead go fucking fuck himself for that shit. He fucking just hey, oh fuck. Look, I don't even know that, but you know, we call him MGG, Mike Go Gators. You know, but his real last name.
Yeah, he does not fucking want that out.
Oh, god damn it. Well then, cut my whole shit then.
Give him his phone number while you're at it.
Well, here, let me look it up real quick.
It's 1-800.
But no, I mean, that motherfucker, that shit was brutal. Hats off. That shit cut me deep.
Oh, come on, dude. I laid into him harder than you did.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right. We'll let you work on it. You got Booker's office coming.
No, what I had going, tell me he didn't want that out there, so it fucking threw me off. I'll see if I can come up with something later.
All right. It's coming, fucking Gators.
It's like a storm. It's heavily predicted on the forecast. The day after tomorrow. Twister, Independence Day, and Predator all rolled in one.
And it's going to be a fucking tornado of fingernails and teeth.
Oh, shit. What are we looking at on time?
Goddamn, we are SmackCast.
We are SmackCast. And next week, we'll be here reviewing some Elimination Chamber, possibly crowning a new champion of pay-per-view. I don't know. Who won the last one?
Booker and...
Donnell Cheers ran away with it with everybody.
Yeah, he fucking tied you without a fucking bonus pick.
Yeah, exactly. He did. He fucking. I think he only missed like 1 or 2 picks.
I mean, he was ridiculous.
All right, well, we'll do that next week, and we'll kind of see where this ROH TNA thing's going, and Lucha's going to be killing it, and we'll be here as always. Because we are the SmackCast, and you can't teach that.
How you doing?
Time to go and get our kids. Dropping out, getting in the